Hey guys, today we're going to talk about a topic that I'm super excited to talk about. It's how you, yes, you, were meant to invest in real estate and you probably don't even know it. So, whether you're a firefighter, you're a nurse, you're a doctor, you're what I like to call a supermom. A supermom is someone who just handles everything at home, all the kids, running around like crazy. If you're a working professional, if you are a teacher, just a go-getter, you trust me, you are meant to invest in real estate, and I'm going to prove that to you. Okay, so um, I currently am a full-time fire captain in LA County. I coach flag football for my twin boys. I am a husband to my high school crush, and I run a real estate investing company. Now, if I could do all that with that crazy schedule, trust me, you guys can do that too. I really believe that to be true. So I'm going to tie in a story here very shortly uh, that's a little bit graphic, but it's going to prove a point that what we have in our day-to-day lives and our jobs are providing us the knowledge, the expertise that's hidden within us to be able to do what we're going to do. So first things first, I really want to tackle what I call the elephant in the room. I come I came into this and I had a lot of fears about risks associated with not only investing, but investing in real estate out of state, 2,000 miles away. You can't go fix the stuff yourself. You probably haven't even seen a lot of the properties that you're going to invest in. So risks such as maybe the tenant's not paying rent on time, um, having to evict somebody, having a leaking toilet, having, maybe a fix in a driveway or a porch or you name it. Think of anything that you've had to fix in your current house that you live in or rent. That stuff comes up. It's part of the business. Those risks are real. I'm not going to say they're not. I'm not going to say that I haven't had to do some of this stuff. But what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about in future episodes each one of those risks and how to mitigate them. And as we get over those fears, you're going to come to the realization that investing in real estate and those fears are not a big deal. They're not as big as stuff that we have to deal with personally in our everyday life. Okay. So now let's get to what you guys do. Whether you're a firefighter going on tons of medical calls all day, what do? We fix people's problems. People call us when it's the worst day of their life. You could be a police officer and you're chasing down a suspect or keeping the community safe by making sure there's no drunk people on the road and all the amazing things that you do as a police officer. You could be a teacher. You're teaching the kids of America, educating them, making them better citizens. You have 30 people in your class and you're just grinding all day. You could be a nurse. You're in taking care of patients all day, and you work in an ER, and you're mitigating all the people that we bring to you. You could be a doctor, taking care of people's health, making sure that they live longer, dealing with their ailments. You could be a pilot, and the pilot's flying 200 people across the world through horrible weather and all this different stuff. You could be a physical therapist, where you're keeping people physically uh, back to normal. They come from these injuries and they need you. And so we do all this stuff for all these people, and we have systems and we're trained really well. I could tell you right now, what you guys do on a day-to-day basis is 10 times harder than what we're going to be teaching you in the real estate investing world. So what I want to do is I'm going to take you back to what I consider one of the worst calls that I've had in my career. And it gets a little graphic, so just beware when I'm talking about this stuff. This is something that my other firefighter brothers and sisters could relate to, and I'm sure a lot of people could relate to it if you're in the first responder world. I'm going to paint the picture a little bit about what it is that this call was, and we're going to talk a little bit about why I'm explaining this call to you. So I was working on the paramedic unit in Pico Rivera, and we've had a really long day, and it was about 2 in the morning. We're asleep, and as you know, firefighters get called at all times of the night. The tones go off, all the lights go on. We go rushing out to see what it is. All we get is a computer on our rigs that explain a little bit about the situation. It says a car saw another vehicle go off the side of the road on the 405 freeway. Okay, so we go lights and sirens, code 3, as I like to call it, which is a rapid response to an emergency, which is why I call my company that, um, because we're out there to fix these problems. So we show up, and there's no car in sight. But what we do see is skid marks going off the side of the road. Let me paint the picture a little bit more. It's, like I said, 2 in the morning. It's super dark. There's cars flying down the 605. It's foggy out, so we're having a hard time getting, assistance from air support on this call. We decided to have the CHP, our brothers in blue, shut down the freeway to keep our crew safe. As I look over the little side of the hill, I see a car that's down this ravine, and it is pinned up against a tree. It looks like a sardine can. It's time to go to work. So we grab our equipment. Me and the crew go down there, and we see there's one patient that got ejected out of the car. Quickly mitigate that, get her going to the hospital, and we come across a really bad situation. Now there's a female in her 20s in the driver's seat, pinned, trapped at nighttime against a tree, down a hill, screaming for help. So what do? I can't at this point just quit and say, throw my hands up, we're walking away. So we have to use all the resources around us. So we got the urban search and rescue team to come help us. In the meantime, my responsibility is to take care of this young lady. Time is of the essence. We need to get her to the hospital ASAP. She's screaming, and so we decide I go over to help stabilize her. I work on getting her vital signs. The vital signs aren't great, but they're good enough to give her some pain medication. Now, the crazy part is the location of where she was at. I literally had to climb into a tree in order to make this work. So I'm in a tree at night. A patient has 2 broken femurs, and we're working to get her around. It's the lights are going, the saws are going, the jaws of life. There's people everywhere talking about different tactics and stuff, but my LA County crew was just going to work, using everything we have to get this girl out. So we get an IV on her, we get some fluids going, keep her vital signs stable. I'm able to give her some pain medication. That way she is more comfortable. We get her out of the vehicle and we stabilize her 2 broken femurs, and the next challenge presents itself. We got to get her back up the hill. So it takes an army of men and women from the county to get her up the hill. We get her into the back of the ambulance, and we're en route. So, step 1 complete. Our job's not over. Guess who's waiting on the other end of that? We have a team of doctors. The whole entire trauma room is waiting, from doctors to nurses to the pharmacists to the surgeons are all ready to go. So we get greeted, and I don't know if you've ever seen these TV shows where you walk into the room and it is all hands on deck. Everyone's shouting and this and that, and I'm at the top of my lungs giving what we call a turnover. The turnover is what happened, who is she, what have we done, what to expect, anything we know about her, and they go to work. So we pass this person, this nice young lady, off to the crew, and we take our gear and we walk out to the rig. Now, we don't have time to sit down and really contemplate what just happened. We have to get our gear ready for the next call. We got to get our minds right for the next call. We have to go get some sleep if we can, because the night is young, and we don't have time to do anything else but get ready. But what we do is take a big sigh of relief when we get in the back of there. It was a very proud moment for me as a firefighter, because I felt like at that moment, all the crews came together. Everyone helped. You had this amazing group, from the dispatchers taking the call, to the CHP shutting the freeway down, to the USAR team cutting her out, to the medics giving her medication, to the ambulance people driving her there, to the trauma team on the other end. It is an amazing system, you guys, but for lack of better terms, it is absolute chaos. It is chaos. Okay? So, why am I telling you this? Why is this story so graphic? Why is it something that I'm proud to share with you? Because now that I've gone into this world of investing in real estate, and I had all these fears about how difficult it could possibly be. What I realized is what I do on a day-to-day basis is 10x as hard. What you do in your jobs as busy working professionals and busy moms and back to the super moms is 10 times harder than what we're doing. Now I want to share with you the hardest situation I've had to date in real estate. And let's see how these two compare. I bought a place in Georgia, never been there, have a professional team managing it, and I get a call in the morning from woke up to work, and it had rained the night before, and the driveway was slanted down. And so when my tenant would get out of her car to park the car, she had to step about a foot in the water in order for her to get in the house. So now this problem gets presented. It's on my plate. My job as an out-of-state landlord, or just a landlord in general, running a professional business, is to treat it like such. My job is to provide a safe, efficient, very nice place for my tenants, and I really pride myself in that. You know, I don't believe in slumlords. I think it's just a horrible thing. And so I can't physically be there. But how do I take what I've learned in the fire service and correlate that to my business? Well, I treat it like an emergent situation, a code 3 situation. We have to fix this because I owe it to her and it's my responsibility. So we immediately get a contractor out there. They put in a French drain. It rains heavily the next day and the drain solves the problem. So what did that do? That timely problem solving situation. First off, I physically didn't have to do anything. The tenant was happy. She has since renewed her lease twice, and she has stated to my property managers that she is very happy with the way she gets treated. We provide her with a safe, efficient place, and she continues to rent from us. So, one thing you have to think of is technically I'm not paying for this. This is something we build into the rent, and the rent that the tenant's paying, we put away in our pocket for a legit, no joke, rainy day. So I would argue that the tenants are helping us pay for these things. They're not if, they're when situations. But that risk that I thought I had about not being able to figure out how to fix stuff, you need to have a good working boots on the ground team. At Code 3, we walk you through the best way to get that. And not only do we do that, but we also link you up with our teams that we use for boots on the ground that have provided a very efficient business plan for us. So I truly believe that we are meant for this. We train for it in our day-to-day lives. We have it in our hearts. We have it in our minds to be able to fix problems. We know very well how to use the resources around us. And sometimes those resources include a mentor like myself who has been there and done that, kind of like in the fire service, or if you work in the ER, everyone looks up to that person who's been in those positions before, and you could learn a lot from them. I'm going to teach you how to look through a different lens of things that have happened to either myself or other investors, and we could pretty much avoid them, to be honest. And if we can't avoid them, we're going to talk about the easiest strategies to fix those problems. Okay? So I believe that you're meant for this. You're going to find so many correlations from the job you currently have, whatever that may be, into this world and of investing. And as long as you have that mentality that you're a problem solver and you're an action taker, not only will you do well in real estate investing, but you're going to thrive. You're going to thrive very, very well. All the weight's going to come off your shoulder from all those fears you had, and you're actually going to probably laugh at them one day and go, yeah, those weren't that big of a deal. So I believe you're meant for this. I believe you deserve it. And one thing I would really want you to do is I want you to send me your fears. I want you to let's air the laundry out. What fears do you guys have? Do you have anything? I want you to, however you are listening to this, whether it's on social media, YouTube, through my coaching program, whatever, send those fears out in the world. The more we talk about them and are transparent with the potential stuff that could go on, the better all of us are going to be. Our community has an app that we all chat on, and we talk about stuff, whether it's what we've done to fix it or looking for solutions. So, it's that tribe mentality. I mean, everyone can get better if we work together. So post those fears. We're going to start talking about them, and follow a future lesson episode, podcast, however you're listening to this, to figure out those fears. And we're going to actually show you how they're not. Okay. So, thank you again for your time. I'm looking forward to continuing this journey with you guys. If you're in my course, the next stuff we're going to talk about are those fears. Just let's keep the ball rolling. I know you guys were meant for this. Invest like your life depends on it, because it does. This is your boy Brian checking out. Thank you for your time, you guys. I'm really looking forward to being on this journey with you.